Hello. Well, this is fun. I just got done recording a half an hour video and the microphone didn't pick anything up. I didn't have it set right. So, we're going to try it again. It's Sunday, 24 March, April 25, 2021. We got back from church a couple hours ago, and since I didn't cut a video yesterday, I figured I'd cut one today. Now, what I was doing with this headset, I had it laying down in front of me with the mic pointing up, but apparently it just didn't pick up correctly, and it sounded horrible. So it was all staticky and crackly, and it's like, I think I cut enough videos with a microphone sounding like that. And I just got this headset, so before I started this new video, I ran a mic test on it, make sure it was coming through. So anyway, went to church today, a very good service, and was talking about how, with the way things are going today, Christians have to stand up and not be afraid to speak out. And one of our primary purposes as Christians is to be disciples. And we might not be real comfortable with it, and it just depends on what talents God has given you to work with. And me personally, that's why I use my t-shirts. Because my t-shirts have sayings on them and messages on them, and most of them have Bible verses related to them, so that when people see them, they have a Bible reference to go look up. And that's my primary purpose for doing my t-shirts. I have fun with them too. Like I did one, why didn't they play cards on the ark? Because Noah was standing on the deck. I thought that was cute. And then I do pastor inspired. I have a couple here and there that sayings that our pastor says quite often, and I will put them on a t-shirt. And then when I put them up on TeePublic, the description is, it's pastor inspired. Our pastor is hilarious, and our pastor has a good sense of humor, but he always has something good to say that he'll repeat often in different services. And when I recognize them, I'll write them down so that I can make a t-shirt out of them. But he's got a really good sense of humor, and our church is hilarious. Today we started off, they were playing Jeopardy. So, we have a good time. I absolutely love our church. It's phenomenal. So yesterday, I think the day before yesterday, I did a video and I said I was going to wash my car. And I did. It was such a nice day yesterday. I washed the car. And because I can't reach the roof of the car, the last time I washed it, I wasn't able to really wax the top of the car. Last time we washed it, actually we took it through a car wash, and when we brought it home, that's when I waxed it, but I couldn't reach the roof, so the roof didn't get waxed. And I noticed it the one time it rained. Well, it's like it's not beating up anymore. It's looking kind of yucky. So what we did was we have a Swiffer. And we just bought these washable microfiber mats to go on it. And that's what you're supposed to use with this wax, is wipe it with a microfiber towel. So I just took the Swiffer out, and that's how I did the roof of the car. So I was able to get 2 coats of wax on the roof. And then since I hand washed the car yesterday, my husband found, it's one of those brushes that rotates in the middle that you use for washing the car, but he couldn't find the connector to hook it up to the hose. And I was like, okay, I've got this mitt. Looks like it's got a bunch of fingers on it. So the mitt fit right on top of the brush. So this way I had a handle, and it really took a load off my arms and my knees and my back because I didn't have to bend over so much. I just like took it and, to get to the bottom, the base of the car and everything, I just used that. So it really made it a lot easier to wash, made it faster to wash. And since I had already waxed the car the last time we washed it, I gave it 2 coats around the whole car, and then I gave it 3 coats on the roof. And so I didn't have to wax it this time, which was nice. I just went over it with a towel and dried it off. And then, but I was able to wax the roof. So I put 2 coats on the roof. That's all my arms could take. I was going to do a 3rd coat on the roof. I thought, my arms are going to take this. The next time I go to wax the car, I'll give it an extra coat then. And then, of course, I treated the windows with the Rain-X. And I love having the Rain-X on the windshields because everything just rolls off. Then I went on the inside, and I didn't vacuum, but I did use Armor All on the dashboard and along the sides of the front doors. So, but we're talking to my grandson. He does our inspections because he works for a Mercedes dealer, and he does our inspections on Saturdays. And mine will be exempt from emissions this year. We've driven it less than 5,000 miles. In fact, I think we've only driven it about 2,000 or 2,500 miles this year, because once my husband got his Subaru, my Subaru was able to sit, and we just use it on Sundays. That's the Sunday driver, or if he has to be somewhere and I have to be somewhere, or I have to be somewhere during the daytime because I don't drive at night, that he doesn't have to take me, then I can take my own car. But it still isn't that, it's like once a month I'll drive it down to church for our knitting group. Well, it's knitting, crochet, craft. So that's all that's been going on. Yeah. I can't remember everything I was talking about in the first video that I did that I just deleted because I screwed up the audio in it. But yeah, anyway, so the different t-shirts that I do are actually inspired by the Word of God. This is my Bible. And it's got big print. It's called super giant print for my old eyes. See how big that print is? That people were kidding me saying, oh my gosh, if I forget my Bible, I could be sitting 2 rows behind you and still see it. And it's got some weight to it. But what I did, I could not find a cover anywhere, like a bag or anything, to fit that in, because it's so big. So I made one. I hand knitted this one. And we meet with another couple down at the church most Friday nights when we can, or when they can. And she liked it so much, she grabbed a hold of it and started sticking her stuff in it. And I'm like, I'll make you one. So I made her one too. But yeah, that's holding up nice. Because I looked everywhere when we bought this one. We got it at Ollie's, and I couldn't find. I have such a. You know what these are? That's my Medic Alert charm. That's my Medic Alert charm. This is. You can see it. That has a little sprinkling of my late brother's ashes in it. And it's a wheel with wings, as he was killed in a motorcycle accident. And when I got the urn, it's a keepsake urn, when I got the urn, it had this really lightweight neck chain to it. So I went online, probably Amazon, and bought a nice heavy-duty titanium chain. And then when I got the Medical Alert charm, it also had, I like this, it's got like fall diamonds around the outside of it. It also had a really lightweight chain, but since this is such a heavy-duty, solid chain, I was able to just put both of these on together. But I like having my brothers in the front. This way he's always with me. What else? I think that's really about it. Yeah, I'm going to put a link below to today's church service because it was awesome. And instead of talking all about it, you can just go down and watch it. Our church is fantastic, and our pastor is amazing, and the people are amazing. It just fills us up with so much happiness to go there. It really makes things easier to deal with everything that's going on in the world, things that we might be having problems with at home, anything that crops up. All we have to do is just call somebody on the prayer team and just make sure we go to church every Sunday. And now my husband does security, so twice a month he's on security for both services. So I just go down with him, and I'm at both services too. And then there's things that go on sometimes during the week. We live like 45 minutes, almost an hour from our church. But there are actually times when we're down there, depending on the activities that are going on, because we get pretty involved. We'll be down there like on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday for church. But, and people are just amazed when they hear about where we live relative to the church. They're like, oh my gosh. This one Sunday, my husband showed up, and, a guy come over and he says, if Jim can make it, anybody can make it. Yeah, we don't let the snow or anything stop. The only thing that stopped us last year was with the COVID, and things were pretty quiet. But my husband was there every Sunday during the entire COVID thing because the core group of our church, meaning the worship team, which they're amazing too. Oh my goodness. The worship team was down to record, and because we still did the live recordings and live cast it on Amazon and YouTube, so people could still go to church right from home. And my husband went down every week. He volunteered to be security out in the lobby to keep an eye on things while the church was in the auditorium recording. So he was there during all of that. And the one guitar player and singer on the worship team came out and said to him one afternoon, he says, you have no idea how much we appreciate you being here, because most of the people on the worship team have small children. So they were bringing their kids in, and then there was another couple from the church. They would come in and watch the kids while the worship team and pastor was speaking. Because the pastor himself, he and his wife have 5 kids. And then the one couple on the worship team has, I think, 3. And I think maybe that was it. So there was like 7 kids that were still coming in. And they had them back in the kids' church area. But my husband would stand guard out in the lobby and make sure nobody iffy was coming in or trying to head back into the kids' area where they weren't supposed to be. So it just gave the worship team and the pastor a really safe feeling that they could relax while they were in the auditorium. Well, my husband loves doing stuff like that. And then this year he'll be reffing for the kids' soccer teams. And he's also a trustee at the church, and he's on the maintenance team at church. Oh. I'm on what's called the First Impressions team, and once in a while, I haven't put myself back into it yet, but I'm also part of the hospitality team, so helping out in the cafe before the services. And then the first impressions team, I greet at the doors, or I'll be in the lobby greeting people. Today I handed out bulletins. So I was joking with the pastor when he came out. He's walking by and I reached out and I said, "Thank you for coming." He got a kick out of that. So yeah, I would say if you're looking for a church, find one it's got a good amount of people in it and a wide age range. Our people start from little, and the youth church is really growing all the way up through like 90 and over. So, but when people all get together, like the knitting and craft group that I'm in, it's all ranges. It's all ranges. We got a girl just finished high school, one that's even younger, all the way up to, I think she is in her mid to late 80s. And we just have so much fun. I mean, it's just, I feel like my knitting now has a purpose. Besides just knitting, just to knit, we donate to area hospitals for like prayer shawls, lap blankets, baby beanies for the infants, just whatever they need. We're on a volunteer list. Our group is on a volunteer list, and it's part of I think it's part of the women's ministry, but we've opened it up to, if guys want to come and do some crafts too, we do that. We don't just knit and crochet. We do other things too. Primarily, it's knitting and crochet. So, but I think that's going to cover it. I'm heading into almost 18 minutes, and I think that's good enough. So if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up. Have a great evening, have a great week, and God bless.